Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we discuss a short-lived variant of the Patek Philippe Nautilus Chronographs. This is the Nautilus Chronograph 5980/1A-019. It launched in 2012. It was discontinued for 2014, a two-year model. It was superseded by the new reference 5990, the travel time chronograph. This is the silver white dial with the blackened white gold hands and indices for excellent contrast by day. The watch, with its striking silver white dial, is a timepiece with a different aesthetic. The original Gerald Genta Nautilus, created in 1976, was a little bit more subtle about how its dial conveyed information, and every subsequent dark dial Nautilus has more or less been like that. A very harmonious look, but one that can challenge perceptions at times. This is the high contrast, high vis version. Now, in terms of size, I've often said that the Nautilus annual calendar chronograph and travel time chronograph feel almost like a Nautilus offshore, if you will. If a Royal Oak offshore is the bigger, more sporting, more durable, more aggressive take on the Royal Oak, then I've always felt like the 5980 is sort of the Nautilus offshore. It's basically the counterpart to a Royal Oak offshore. However, it wears better than an offshore. It's only large compared to a standard 5712 or a 5811. This is actually quite compact compared to something like a Royal Oak offshore chrono, because you can see at 40.5 millimeters in diameter, it's not a huge watch. It's only 12.5 millimeters thick. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. You can see down the barrel that lug-to-lug, the case is 45.4 millimeters. If we include the first link on each side, the total rigid distance across the wrist, this measurement, that's 51.2, but still, we're nowhere near an offshore. It is larger than a standard Nautilus, but there's a place in the collection for each. Taking a look at the watch on my wrist, you can see that it is very easy to read. We'll do a quick loom shot. So I like the way the blackened indices and hands pop against that dial. The watch has a screw-down crown, 120 meters water resistant, the integration of bracelet, lugs, and case, one of the hallmarks of the original 3700 Nautilus in 1976. You can see that continues here. The complexity of the three-part case and the intricacy of the decoration, explaining as much as anything why a Nautilus traditionally costs more than an Aquanaut. You can see the details here are quite fine. People always ask, what is that pusher? That pusher adjusts the calendar. Everything here is hand finished, and so the degree of detailing on the metal is a big part of the finish you're buying when you purchase one of these. It's not just the movement. In fact, I would even say that the step down from link to link is so fine that when I pull the bracelet and apply pressure to one side, it's almost impossible to feel the steps. The tolerances are that close. You can see we've got a pin sleeve bracelet, which Patek insists is there so you can't strip out a screw and strand a link. That's true, but some prefer screws. Nevertheless, Patek has their reasons. They've probably seen a lot of stranded links. Taking a look at that ceramic spring-loaded pin snap, the idea here is that when the clamshell closes, get out of the way tag, that little pin snap cannot be worn down by the clamshell. So that right there, that is to ensure long-term snappy tolerance against accidental release. We have the Calatrava cross there. You'll also find it on the crown. You'll also find it on the rotor. It's the symbol of the manufacturer. Here you can see how the bezel is shaped, and the outer bezel, inner bezel, crystal, and dial all have the same rounded polygonal form. We've got pushers that are well integrated into the flank of the case. In fact, at first glance, you don't really notice them as much. So what this watch has is a flyback chronograph, so you reset and restart without having to stop. That's great if you're going to time things that occur in rapid succession. We do have gold hands and indices, but they've been blackened for contrast. There is a pusher adjuster to correct the date. Now, the thing here is that if you turn the chronograph off, there is no running seconds. So some people say this watch has a dead dial. I say because of the vertical clutch, you can run the chronograph full time with no additional wear, tear, or hazard. So you can basically have your center hours, minutes, and seconds. And if you worry about it not hacking, which it doesn't, well, set the correct time and then use the flyback as your zero reset seconds. To keep the dial clean, Patek opted for a mono counter. So if you look down at 6 o'clock, you can see coaxial hands for chronograph hours and minutes, and that's how that works right there. You have a twin register dial, but it's balanced. You can see it's bilaterally symmetrical if you accept the date right there, and it's not overly cluttered. Also important, we have the lateral stripes on the dial that have long been a Nautilus hallmark. Inside we have caliber 28-520. Automatic winding with unidirectional winding action and ceramic bearings for higher efficiency, 4 Hz beat rate, 35 joules, free sprung with Gyromax style balance, anti-magnetic Spiromax hairspring, 55 hours of power reserve, and it's a combination of a vertical clutch and column wheel. We talked about the vertical clutch. That makes for smooth, seamless engagement with no extraneous action and the opportunity to leave your chrono running. The column wheel makes sure the operation is crisp. To be fair, it's an unusual column wheel. You can see it right here. It's sort of a flattened column wheel, almost a hybrid of a cam and a column wheel. But because it rotates, I class it as a column wheel, and because of the crispness of the feel, I thus class it column wheel. Also, 6-position adjusted, so pretty impressive. That's 1 more adjusted position than a standard chronometer. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.